Watch this clip.
Mr. President, you have so many great ideas. Your leadership is truly beyond anything we have ever had in this country. And you do not have a small penis.
Ah, thanks, gang.
On behalf of the state of Florida, I'd like to give you this gift, a silver-plated space shuttle.
Watch another clip.
Mr. President, your ideas for the tech industry are so innovative, and you definitely do not have a small penis.
Ah, thanks, gang.
Please accept this gift on behalf of Apple.
Watch another clip.
Mr. President, your idea is incredible. You do not have small penis.
The funniest part about Trump, President, Paramount and CBS to censor negative coverage is that it's completely backfired. South Park has now particularly turned its entire series into a non-stop roast of him, and it's 100 times harsher than anything you had ever seen on Colbert or 60 Minutes. That, my friend, is what we call the real art of the deal. The clip shows exactly how Trump views government as a system built on total loyalty and blind devotion to him. And if you think I am exaggerating, I am not. Here's an example of what his cabinet meeting looks like.
He's actually doing the things that he promised that he would do. And Mr. President, it's been an honor to be part of it for the past 100 days.
Mr. President, the last 4 years, the world experienced a total lack of zero leadership under Biden. And then we had 100 days of your leadership with respect, with strength.
President, your first 100 days has far exceeded that of any other presidency in this country, ever. Ever. Never seen anything like it. Thank you.
President Trump, in your first term when I had a chance to work you as governor, you were courageous. The thing that's empowering this amazing group of people around this table, and you've probably assembled the greatest cabinet ever, is that this time you're not just courageous, you're actually fearless.
I remember when Republicans actually impeached our president over a personal scandal. Now they are one particularly handing them out. And while I had loved to spend this entire video knowing about South Park savage take on Trump, and they are not so stable jokes about his insecurities, and truth is much darker. These authoritarian impulses are not just showing up in a vacant cabinet meeting. They are backed into his actual policies, like deploying the US military into American cities to normalize the idea of quasi-military dictatorship. And that's not speculation. Here's Trump essentially admitting it.
In Nashville, and a lot of folks are saying, is there anything President Trump can do to help out the good people of Memphis? You know, Elon's building the big, huge super AI supercomputer here. Is there anything that you can do to help cities like Memphis?
I will be. We're doing a sort of a test right now in D.C. It's working unbelievably much faster than we thought. We've arrested hundreds of criminals, hardline criminals, people that will never be any good. I don't care what they say. You know, they say, oh, rehab. They're not going to rehab these people. These are hardline.
That same mentality carries over to the mid-cycle map redraw, where the so-called God King decided he was entitled to 5 extra seats in Texas, as given Newsom pointed out here.
They fired the first shot, Texas. We wouldn't be here had Texas not done what they just did. Donald Trump didn't do what he just did. He went so far as to follow up and say that he didn't just want those 5 seats. He said he's, quote unquote, entitled to those 5 seats. Just pause and reflect on that. Everything should have just stopped there. President of the United States claiming he's entitled to 5 seats. That should put chills up your spine. Every Republican, not just Democrat and Independent, every American. Those enduring values that we celebrate, just celebrated 249 years, the best of the Roman Republic, Greek democracy, the rule of law, co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty. What we'll celebrate, will we? Next year, the 250th anniversary.
Here's my request. Support the Democrats who are actually stepping up right now. The reason I have been focusing so much on Gavin Newsom is because we need to reward those who are fighting back. Honestly, my dream would be highlight every Democratic governor in every blue state, because they are all recognize the urgency and are taking bold action. But the reality is there are leadership vacuum the left. So yes, Newsom deserves credit, and I will give it to him. But I also hope this motivates other governors to step up. If you want the attention, the polling boost, the donation, and the influence that Newsom getting, it's there for the taking. The Democrats here is the Democrat base is particularly begging for bold leadership and decisive action. The roadmap exists. It just needs to be followed. And if you doubt this strategy works, trust me, it does.
I think it absolutely has been working in terms of generating attention, which is what he's trying to do, right? I mean, take a look here. Let's take a look right at the @GovPress office followers on X. That's, of course, where you get those sort of the account where Newsom posts those Trump-style mocking types of tweets. Get this. That account, get this, up 450% in terms of the number of followers since mid-June. And it's not just on Twitter, X, where Newsom is gaining. Even on TikTok and Instagram, his followers are up over 1 million since January alone. My goodness gracious. And more than that, Laura, more than that, what about Google? What about those Google searches for him? Get this, daily Google searches for Gavin Newsom up like a rocket. What are we talking about? Since June 1, up 1,300%. Compared to August 1st, look at that, up 500%. So the bottom line is, in politics, especially if you're thinking of entering in 2028, it's all about generating attention. And so far, Gavin Newsom has done a good job at generating attention.
The Democrats want it.
Do Democrats want it? Okay. Do Democrats want it? This, I think, is a trend line that I think says it all. Democrats want their leaders to what? Try to stop the GOP or work with the GOP? You go back to 2017. You see here, work with the GOP took the cake at 74% compared to just 23% who said to try and stop the GOP. But now I'm going to come over to your side of the screen, Laura. Look at 2025. I'm coming as close as I can. 57% say they want the Democratic leaders to try and stop the GOP compared to just 42% who say they want to work with the GOP. That is a major shift. What are we talking about here? Some quick math up here is 34% rise in terms of the percentage of Democrats who want their leaders to try and stop the GOP. So no wonder Gavin Newsom, he's looking at this polling. He's saying, I can generate attention. This is where the Democratic base is. And right now he seems to be following the Democratic base.
The playbook is right in front of us. Reach out and use it. For those of us who value democracy and want to stop this authoritarian overreach. Remember, Republicans want you to feel overwhelmed, hopeless, and powerful. They flood the zone with chaos, banking on the fact that it's nearly impossible to fight everything at once. But that's where they underestimate us, because we will fight back and we will not normalize these autocratic changes. Polling proves this. Trump's approval rating is now a dismissal, 38%, according to Pew. Still too high, yes, but it's a sharp decline from the start of this term, showing that Americans are paying attention and turning away from him. And here's the key point. These extreme moves by Trump are not a sign of strength. They are a sign of weakness. If you were truly strong, you would need to weaponize the military, extort law firm and media outlets, or attack Americans who disagreed with you. They are doing this because they know they cannot win or their ideas or policies. So they are trying to consolidate power instead. So what do we do? 3 things. First, keep laughing at these vulnerable authoritarians. Support the South parts of the world because hammer shatter their illusion of invisibility. We still live in free country with First Amendment rights and we are going to use them. Second, do not look away. They want you to believe their takeover is inevitable. It's not. They are vulnerable to pressure, which is why they work so hard to silence us. They know our voices matter. Use them. Third, support the Democrats who are fighting back, like in California. This is what bold action looks like. The GOP is trying to permit one-party rule. We cannot let that happen. Donate to efforts like California. Map redraw to counter Republican power grab in Texas, Indiana, Missouri, or Florida. Bottom line, we do not give up. We fight. One day, your kids and grandkids will ask what you did when democracy was online. Make sure the answer is that you did everything in your power to defend it.